What's good, everybody? My name is kennykamz. It is September 30th, 2024. You are now watching The Black Show. What's good, everybody? How's everybody's Monday going? I hope everybody's having a good start to their week, being productive and all of that. Or if you're not being productive, that's okay too. Do your thing. I don't have a whole lot to talk about today. I say y'all like I live a cool life, yo. Super interested, man. Super interesting. Uh, yeah, just super interesting. I say that I've learned now not to tell people about my business. That's one thing. That's what I'll talk about today. So after last couple years, of just people just kind of just, and I won't even say doing janky stuff. I just say exposing their true intentions. Um, and it's interesting to me because like when I tell people like, I can see what you're doing, right? It's not like no psychic shit, but it's kind of some psychic shit a little bit, I think. But it comes from pattern recognition. When you are able to properly assess someone's pattern, you're able to kind of predict their behavior. And that's kind of how I operate with stuff now. I used to kind of like, nah, that may be an outlier, that may be like, no, that's what that person does. So once you start realizing that, you start to be able to pick through people quicker. And the thing I learned in this, with me developing that skill now, and I'm able to kind of cut through bullshit, and people probably will say to y'all that like, oh, Kenny is quick to call out some bullshit. Like, why wait? Why wait to call out something that I'm not? And that's the thing I think that people in general, Americans big time on this, but people in general and Black culture for sure, like if you have a boundary, it's a boundary for a reason. If you don't uphold your boundary, then it's not a boundary. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that we are really bad with that culture, in our culture with that, especially when it comes to things like money or opportunities. Like for me, I've purposely, almost not even purposely, but like just how. But I think y'all starting to see how music and entertainment and doing anything outside of the norm. I don't even say musically creative because, like, yeah, I like making music and create, like, but I'm a creative at heart. Like, I can write scripts for movies, I can write TV shows, I can do all of that stuff. And I enjoy doing all that stuff. I'm not doing it for a paycheck. I would do most of that stuff for free, if I didn't have to work. You know what I mean? Like, but Black people just kind of go with shit. We just go with shit, and we really don't have any boundaries for nothing. Like, and we just listen to so the how I kind of want to reference this is talking about the Candace Owens topic. And everybody know I love Candace Owens, but I think Candace Owens is a bigger voice. The whole Candace Owens, whatever her career, I'll put it that way, is a real indictment on Black culture. Why do I say that? So Candace Owens basically did what every feminist Black girl says they wanted to do. That's why I think a lot of Black women don't like Candace Owens, because like Candace Owens, she came from a Black family, Black church, all of that stuff. Grew up like we did, went to college, did what she was supposed to do in college, fell in love with somebody, got married. And I see a lot of Black women always talking about like white men are better than Black men in relationships. Like, well, then why y'all mad at Candace Owens then? Candace Owens is pretty much everything that y'all say that y'all doing. That's what she's doing. Like, and her content doesn't have to be sexual related. I don't think Candace Owens has talked about really anything sexual besides that little shake up with Cardi B. And when I saw Black women take Cardi B's side on that, that's when I realized like, oh, my culture's abandoned me. Like I look at it like this, like I say Black culture, I think the same thing that happened to Black culture is the same thing that happened to the Democratic Party, right? So in 2008, I didn't vote. I said I did, but I said I voted for Obama because everybody else did, but I didn't vote. And then 2012, I voted for Obama, right? What I realized is like my mom and dad, lifelong Democrats and all of that. Blue collar Black family, you know what I mean, in a city, major city. But then what I started to realize was the Democrats weren't the Democrats they were saying they were. They had switched and they went to a whole different kind of culture that wasn't. So I'm still a Democrat. They're not anymore. And that's how I look at like with black culture because I didn't really change that much in my morals or nothing with black culture. Like I basically, and I think that's the autism. I think, but I basically have been the same person since I was a little boy. I mean, some intricacies change, like the physical characteristics change, but like character wise, since I've been a little boy, and I think that like the way that I move and the way that I kind of interact with the world or interface with the world, a lot of people think it's a character or they think it's like an act or something because they haven't seen it before. Or if they do, they see it rare. And it's usually the people that are like this are the ones that are taking advantage. And I'll get deep into this. So I never been one to want to take advantage of people. Why? Because it's happened to me a lot in my life, and I know how it feels on the other side. And one of my things is I have and I've been trying to work to like minimize this actually, like to take this away is being the empathy way of like, so due to being able to read people pretty well because of the pattern recognition, all the stuff I said before, I usually excuse people's actions a lot. And I'm like, oh, okay, I see, because I see why people do stuff. Like, okay, say you at a gas station, right? And you see the lady at the front desk spaz out, the lady at spaz out the cashier, try to fight the cashier, right? Then I see her go in a car and she's got four badass kids in there just making noise, and so it's a reason to not to justify the behavior, but it's a reason to the behavior, right? And that is usually put me in a bad spot because I'll give people second or third chances because I'm like, man, everybody, man. But now after really it happened after my last relationship, and I'm glad that that relationship happened now because it solidified a business side of me that I needed. When I see sketchy shit, I'm out, and then it's exposed itself. Like when I say this last week has been fucking weird to like so fucking weird. Like I had a whole business, put a whole bunch of money into it, and then some weirdo like had a hissy fit and just ended all that. And y'all, honestly, I have not been upset at all. Which is I'm kind of confused with myself, like, cause like when I say I put everything into that, y'all, like everything, like I'm figuring shit out right now, type shit. Uh, and I haven't been upset. And I was like, is that a bad thing? I don't know if it's a bad thing or a good thing. Cause like I really lost that like expectation of stuff going well. I kind of just take stuff as it is for real now. So that's why I say like it's a weird detachment from like material stuff. I think, and that's what I think the key. I think it's the material part of it. I don't care. Like as long as I can really make art and do my shows and make my videos, I'm content with whatever situation I'm in, and that's wild to me because I think it's a part that's like stripped that and I think it's because of how black culture like interacts. It stripped a part of me even wanting to be around that. Like I'll sit sometimes like, bro, it's a Friday night. Like I'm not a big clubber. I did that in my college days like a mofo and in my post college days. But once I hit my 30s, y'all, and my stomach all messed up, man, where if I go drink a night, I'm my stomach is in knots for like the next 2-3 days. So it's not worth it for me. But I'll be sitting like, man, I should run over because like even in Milwaukee, like I know a lot of my cousin owns a bar, one of the popular bars. Like I know most of the popular bar owners here. I could just go in there and post up and chill, but I'm like, man, it's so risky to be anywhere now or be around. Like I'm telling you, I've kind of just, and I don't know if it's American culture because it ain't even just black culture on that. I'm not gonna just put that on my black people. It's everybody. It's like everybody's out to get only people that are outside are the people that are out to get somebody or looking to get got so they can be a victim. Like it's either or, and it's so weird, dog. Because life is so much easier when you just interact from an authentic space. It's so much, your life goes so much. I should be living example of that, y'all. Like it's a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, it's a couple of specific people that are probably just pissed at me. And the reason they're pissed is because when I seen, and this goes to old employers, this goes to ex-girlfriends, this goes to that weirdo I had the studio with. Like, because I pull my energy away, you get mad. But when I see weird shit, dog, I address it because one, y'all see everything that's going on in the industry, man. Like I ain't never had to be exposed to that shit, and I don't plan to. That's why I stay independent. And when I was talking about like, because I thought it was conspiracy too, I was like, oh, I was just talking. And then I started to really kind of look at how these cats interact with each other. And I'm like, no, that stuff might be real. And now I'm just getting confirmed by all this Diddy stuff. Like, oh, all that stuff was real. So once I see just weird stuff in general, and not just in that note, that could be anything. Like, why are you trying to manipulate me? Just what do you what like what's your goals in this interaction? Like that's how I interact with everybody. And when I see people that don't interact with me like that, dog, or like trying to like maneuver around, it's so weird. It's exhausting and I get annoyed. I'm gonna be real with you. It's annoying and I get tired of it, and I just won't deal with you no more. I ain't even mad at people. I'm just like, bro, that's child. It's like dealing with children, bro. And I feel like every day it's like dealing with children. Like I coached for damn near 10, 15 years, right? Really. And like Kelly and Byron and Jeff and Camaro and AJ and all of them niggas, like they was more mature in high school than most people are now, bro. Like Keenan and Breon, like they was way more mature. Like the average adult now has like the emotional and mental capability of like a toddler, bro. And nobody else sees this as a problem. And I swear this happened after all that stuff happened in 2019, 2020. I swear it did, bro. When I like the intellectual level of people just like, and it's crazy because it's people with degrees, right? And they kind of carry themselves on, oh, I went to college and I'm smart. But what do you know in actual life besides you went to college? Like I didn't do anything in college, and I graduated with two. College, I say college is a scam. My students know, like I'll write a paper, or do something in like a 45 minutes, and then when I was at point, then my finish up my grad school stuff. Like my students knew I was studying. I'd be like, man, I can't go to the intramural game. I got to write this paper, y'all. So I bullshitted through grad school just like I did at undergrad. Only difference in that was I wasn't going out drinking, and I didn't have a group of friends that were like ultimately hoping that I failed. I was just by myself solo, so I had time to just do the shit. Like school isn't hard, so why it's not an accomplishment to graduate, bro. Like it's not a degree is not an accomplishment. It's not. To me, it's not. Like, what do you know about the world? Because there's a lot of people that have degrees and stuff that are complete idiots. And they'll never say it because it's like, oh, we got scammed into going to college, y'all. Like, can we just admit it? Like, we got scammed into going to college. College is daycare for rich kids. And then poor kids, we get there and we watch the rich kids, and then we try to fake and mask ourselves to try to beat them. Try to be them and then beat them, but try to be them. And then we envy them and their lifestyle. Like, it's that's real, y'all. Like these is conversations I've had with people in college are like, man, this nigga got mom and dad home, lake house, and all that stuff. Like, why are you shaming them? Like, that's his parents is doing what they supposed to do. That's projection because you mad at your family for not providing that. So what are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna be the person that your kids are gonna be the one projecting that shit on from other families that are doing well? Like, I don't know, y'all. This black show getting kind of long, I think. What's where we at time wise? Oh, we only have 14 minutes. We got time. So yeah, it's like a that's just my perception of black culture now, y'all. Like, and even like the how purposely they people like words get misconstrued purposely. Like, I talked to one of my teaching homies or homies that work in education, right? Known for a long time, and I wanted to make a point clear to him. I'm like, bro, when I'm talking about NPS and negative, I'm not talking about the educators. I'm not talking about the people that are doing the day to day work. Because in reality, y'all don't make no decisions. Y'all getting stuff mandated down to y'all, and it's y'all job, and y'all doing as best as y'all can with what y'all got. And what people in power like to do is like when I'm talking about the athletic commissioner, um, it tries to, oh well, he's talking about all of us. No, I'm talking about you. And that's the part where the black culture, like we put in this category of like, oh, we gotta be black. You gotta be black enough. You're not black enough. Like, and then we let people like Kamala Harris just basically steal our culture. I figured out what Candace is on the root of what happened. They invented Kamala Harris's mom and dad. I think Kamala's mom, her last name was McPherson, and she died in Florida in like 2017, I think it was. Like that, that's what Candace is figuring out. She's getting to the root of it, but I see the pattern already. And Donald Harris is not Kamala Harris's dad. Kamala Harris has no ties to the black community here. They did that. That's a narrative story that they're building for her. That's just my allegedly. That's my opinion on that. That's what I see from that how that story is going. And like that's what I'm saying. Black people, we it's no consistency in black logic at all. It's all. I realized how slavery happened now. Because you would think, man, like how would they even be able to do that? Like, but we're such a fearful coward. That's why they drive our culture by the women, so that like the women in general, not just black women, women, your whole thing is self preservation, and I get it because that's the world. That's nature. That's animals. That's everything. It's self preservation, right? And I think most black men, when we get in positions where we can be comfortable, we start thinking about our community and uplifting. And that's what scares a lot of the powers that be, is because if the cycle goes naturally, you see how much pain and struggle that your people are going through, and you know how much pain and struggle you went through to get to your goal. And if you make it easier for more black people, then and that's the thing where I realized with the studio shit, where a lot of these musicians that were like in their 30s and 40s and them, they hate on JP. A lot of these old niggas is so mad at these young niggas. Hoopers too, I can see it in sports, athletics, all of them. Why are y'all jealous of the young dogs? Like we had our time, bro. We had our time. And a lot of the stuff they do, like I hear comments about like JP, like, well, you know what JP, well, you know, like, why you care about dog personal life? That ain't nothing to do. Like, why are we even bringing that up, bro? He's a good kid. Why does that have to be a caveat on it? That's hating, bro. That's the thing. And it's trying to separate from some weird, like, that's weird as fuck, bro. Like, we're adults, dog. Like, and I see that on so many levels. Like, the reason why that the city wouldn't support. And then when homie tried to get on that ad or that Facebook thing and hating, like, I'm not connected to the Connect Studios, I do not charge $25. And they like, oh, that's cheap, like that's a stupid idea. Like, that's when I said, like, these niggas here don't understand. They don't have no outside like they have never seen nothing. So they don't know how bad it's going with these kids. They in their own world of their own traumas. And I'm like, so you don't want these kids to win. Y'all don't want our kids to win. That's what's telling me. Like, you don't want them to win. If you gonna clown something like that out of because your ego, like it says a bigger picture about how people move in general. Like the amount of pushback that I got from like black men in nonprofit when I was rising up is a couple OGs that was solid, dog. Really just one. It's really just Vic. That's it. And me and Vic ain't really I don't know if we ain't on bad terms, but we don't speak really that often. But Vic know my heart. He know that it's real because he's seen me in the trenches with him. And like Vic ain't one that ain't never tried to hold nobody back. And like he'll try to put you in position to win. He gonna win in that too, but he also gonna put you in position to win, bro. And I forever respect that. But it's a lot of these OGs that'll look like, oh, he's doing what I wanted to do, and it didn't work out for me. So let me put them same roadblocks in a way. Like that's how the black community works on all facets. Like, and I'm that's why I said it a while ago on Facebook, but I'm very convinced that most black adults and they like millennials, we so bitter because y'all underachieved, bro. I underachieved. I just started doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Like all this is supposed to be years ago. I'm way behind. And a lot of millennials underachieve and they get salty and they hate on everybody else around them, bro. Like it was your decisions. Your decisions, your stuff that got you where you are. It was my decisions. I'll give a good one just to close out this saga of my life, my chapter. Quick chapter, but a quick one. Like, it was a bad decision to business partner with someone you don't know and invest like that with someone you have no clue who they are. So, and then as you're learning that person, you're kind of screwed and you got to try to work it out. But I'm proud of myself how I tried to make that work, and how, like, for the last month and like pretty much the last month, I had just been coming in the mornings to do my morning show, and I got the fuck out of there. Like, because it's not a situation that these ain't people I want to be around. And when you realize that, like, you got to move on it, and black people don't do that, man. So it's a blessing. This is not a negative show, y'all, but we got to start putting some of this stuff on the surface, bro. We have to, because we're not progressing as a culture. And again, I say, like, black people don't understand we are being phased out. We are being phased out. Let's end this on a good note, y'all. You woke up today. Yeah, you had shit on your mind you had to do from the week before and all of that. But you woke up today. You get a chance to do something that you never did before. You get a chance to do something that you have did before. Take advantage of the day. It's Kenny Kamz, y'all. It's the Black Show. I am out. Peace. New music on the way too, and we got bangers coming. top 40 stuff. So, all right, y'all. I'm out. Peace. On the balcony in Sedona, overlooking the mountains, like, this shit can't be real life, y'all. I'm from the Ag, nigga. It's BMG. When she tell me roll up, 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 when she tell me yeah. Windows down at that lakefront, it's a motherfucker, I tell you, watch it stepping, cause these young niggas get the rapping. Okay, pick and rollin', give and goin', start the night up. Will Street, then we hit north and get it going. Trey with me, my players with me. Turn that bass up, about to face something, they real